Appeal Court sets aside order restraining release of funds to Rivers State. Fire God's Christ Apostolic Church in Ibadan. The CBN clarifies validity of old Naira notes, dismisses December 31st as deadline. And on the international scene, suspected Darfur militia leader maintains his innocence at ICC war crimes trial. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us on the details. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has set aside all orders restraining the Central Bank of Nigeria, the CBN, and the Accountant General of the Federation from releasing funds to the Rivers State government. The three-member panel, presided by Justice Hamman Barka, held that the subject matter was not within the jurisdiction of the court relating to the revenue of the state. While allowing the appeal of the Rivers State government, the appellate court also set aside all the orders made by Justice Joyce Abdul Malik, stating that it was unconstitutional for her to make orders restricting Rivers State's government to receive funds due to the state from its consolidated revenue fund. The appellate court held that the lower court overreached itself and did not have the jurisdiction to entertain the matter. In October, Justice Abdul Malik of the Abuja Federal High Court held that the receipt and disbursement of monthly allocations since January this year by the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, was a breach of the Constitution and an aberration that must not be allowed to continue. The revenue shared among the federal, state, and local governments in November 2024, as accrued from the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, that's the FAC, increased by 490 billion naira, rising to 1.727 trillion naira from 1.3 trillion naira in the previous month. This was disclosed in FAC's latest communique on allocations to the 3 tiers of government released on Friday. According to the communique, the country generated a gross revenue of 3.143 trillion naira in November, marking a noticeable increase among and from the previous month. Total deduction for the cost of collection were reported at 103.307 billion naira. However, revenue from value-added tax, that's the VAT, experienced a decline, with November's earnings at 628.97 billion naira, down by 36.318 billion naira compared to October. The distribution of revenue showed that the federal government received 581.856 billion naira, while state governments received 549.792 billion naira, and local government councils got 402.553 billion naira. Nigerians from all walks of life continue to voice strong reactions to the proposed tax reform bills, with, of course, many calling on the federal government to reconsider or cancel the bills. In Bauchi, residents expressed similar concerns, while the National Orientation Agency clarified that the aim of this bill is to address double taxation, which affects many citizens. Adamu Imam completes the report.
The National Orientation Agency has launched a nationwide awareness campaign to engage Nigerians on 5 key issues, including the controversial tax reform bill, which has sparked widespread reactions across the country. The agency urged citizens to be patient as the government seeks to address concerns related to the bill.
That is why some states are, agitating, saying that maybe this thing will negatively impact them. And people, especially we are battling with the impact of removal of fuel subsidy, and now maybe because of the distrust people have with the government, that's why they think that maybe they are bringing another policy that will even bring Nigerians into more harsher conditions.
If the larger Nigerians think it's not good for the country, then the federal government doesn't have a choice than to just allow it to simmer down. Yes, this is my take on it. It has to go with the, what the people want, what Nigerian wants. You don't just force something as huge as this.
considering the economic reality we are into now. And when you are facing serious economic turbulence, what is expected from the government is to be able to bring policies that will assuage the situation and not policies that will increase the burden. And what we know about tax is that you are increasing the burden, despite the fact that the government intention is to increase the revenue base.
And we are going to translate this bill into so many Nigerian languages for people to understand. Just like I have attempted, translating it in Hausa, we will now translate it for people to see it vividly what it's talking about. So this will now help people now take position whether what other people are saying is the writing or what they are seeing and what they read is the writing.
Experts have weighed in, suggesting that the government is at the center of the ongoing debates, with different opinions about whether the tax reforms bill will benefit certain regions more than others. They emphasize the need for more inclusive dialogue to ensure that such policies are fully understood by Nigerians before being presented for debate in the National Assembly. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, has explained reasons for the absence of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello from past court trials. Quoting Bello's counsel, J.B. Daudu, SAN, during trial on Friday, a statement by the EFCC spokesperson, Dele Oyewole, said his absence was a procedural move. The former Kogi State Governor's absence from the court in the past has stalled trial proceedings, warranting postponement of the sittings. Bello is facing a 19-count charge bordering on criminal breach of trust and money laundering, contrary to Section 18, subsection A, and punishable under Section 15, subsection 3 of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act of 2011 as amended. The operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, said it has arrested a suspected online fraudster, Osang Otupa, for allegedly duping 139 Australians to the tune of $8 million. A statement signed on Friday by the EFCC's head of media and publicity, Dele Oyewole, said he was arrested at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, last Friday. Otupa, who goes by 5 aliases, namely Ford Thompson, Oscar Donald Tyler, Michael High, Josie Vito, and Christine Davidson, scammed the victims by luring them to invest in his cryptocurrency investment platforms, Liquid Asset Group. According to the commission, the proceeds of the alleged crimes were always routed to his bank account through a global cryptocurrency exchange platform. The telecommunications gadget market is taking a hit due to the economic slowdown in the country, impacting sales and other businesses and business operations. Now, operators in the sector are recording slow sales amid a surge in the price of devices. The report.
Nigeria's economic downturn has significantly reduced the demand for telecom gadgets. Data from Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, indicates that over 63 million gadgets are typically sold annually. However, this year has seen a sharp decline in sales, primarily driven by reduced consumer purchasing power. Despite over 218 million mobile subscriptions nationwide, the growth in demand for telecom devices has slowed. The penetration rate for telecom gadgets is currently at 18.9% of Nigerians' estimated 217 million population. In response to plummeting sales, manufacturers and retailers have raised prices, further straining consumers who now cite affordability as a major concern. Ms. Rutila Sadiq, a customer at our phone market, attributes the economic challenges to both global and local factors. She identifies the global semiconductor shortage and Nigeria's economic difficulties as key issues impacting the sector.
Prices are getting higher every day. The economy at hand and everything that has been happening.
With the price in Nagaska, there is a lot of challenges there because we will have to be bargaining with customer. This is the price. They'll say it's too much. Because how would something be? Maybe things that we do sell off for 500,000, now we'll say 700,000. So you see, the difference is much now. 200,000 added to the 500,000 that we normally used to sell.
The downturn has triggered an alarming 200% increase in the prices of telecom gadgets compared to last year. Many Nigerians are prioritizing essential needs over luxury items such as new phones. Experts in the industry have highlighted several factors contributing to the price surge, including forest scarcity, depreciation of the naira, high import duties, rising electricity costs, and limited access to bank loans.
Value of naira have depreciated over time because of the exchange rate. As I've said, it was previously around 400 to 430 in the first quarter of 2023. Now, a dollar is equivalent to 1,700 naira. So with this, increase or depreciation in naira, it has led to increase in prices of gadgets. Another area is the import duty. We have seen a significant increase in import duty, so that has also affected, the prices of items.
The economic squeeze has left both consumers and retailers grappling with a tough reality in Nigerians' once thriving telecom gadget market. From Braining Kirby, Cynthia Yongo, Trust TV.
The frequent collapse of Nigeria's national power grid has become a national crisis, plunging millions into darkness and further straining an already fragile economy. On Wednesday, December 11, 2024, the grid failed for the 12th time this year, resulting in a widespread blackout. In Akilo community, Agege area of Lagos State, residents lament the dire effects of the blackout, particularly the struggle to access potable water for domestic use. Victoria Tokolo reports.
The water scarcity in parts of Lagos State continues to worsen, with irregular power supply taking much of the blame. The ripple effect of the national grid collapse extends across all sectors of the economy. Businesses are forced to rely on costly diesel generators, driving up operational expenses and slashing profitability. In Akilo community, residents face an acute lack of potable water. The blackout has rendered diesel-powered boreholes inoperable, disrupting the primary water source. Water vendors, who typically supplied affected households, are also unable to operate due to the outage. Residents are now compelled to walk long distances to fetch water for their domestic needs, adding to their daily hardships.
To get fuel now is very difficult for us because we are buying fuel 1,080 naira or so per liter, and we are using this fuel is not paying us. We are selling one bar of 50 naira. 50 naira, one bar of 250 naira. So it's not easy for us at all. This light is affecting us not small.
A bucket of water is 20 naira before. Now, no light. You have to buy petrol, and the petrol is very costly. We are selling it 50 naira per bucket now.
We started facing this issue right from the day they said there's a grid collapsing or something from Ikeja electricity. But since we noticed that water is very, very essential, so we need to help the community by pumping our water, by buying fuel, or maybe other sources so that everybody can get water.
The epileptic power supply has intensified water access challenges, forcing residents to grapple with persistent shortages. Some entrepreneurial individuals, particularly those from northern Nigeria, have seized the opportunity to trade water in Akilo, providing a temporary relief for the community.
Honestly, issue of water is affecting us in our community too much because as of now, we used to buy bath of water 2 for 10 naira, but now 1 is 50 naira. So even the one that we will drink is very hard for us, very, very hard. Pure water now, 1 is 30 naira, 2 is 50 naira. So we are not getting it easy at all.
The patient 300 naira, salam 400, 600, 800 naira, 1,000 said the salam. So it did.
As the festive season approaches and the country prepares for 2025, Nigeria cannot afford to let this crisis persist. The 12th national grid collapse of 2024 underscores the fragile state of the country's power infrastructure, revealing systemic neglect and mismanagement at its core. For millions of Nigerians, uninterrupted power supply remains an elusive dream, but with bold reforms and strong political will, it is a dream that can still be achieved. The federal government must address this crisis head-on for the sake of both the citizens and the economy.
Fire on Friday night engulfed the Christ Apostolic Church in Wisdom Estate, Ibadan, Oyo State, trapping several worshippers during a vigil. It was gathered that the incident occurred around 9:30 p.m. on Olohunda Road, Lagelu local government area of the state. According to eyewitnesses, some worshippers had fallen asleep in preparation for the vigil when the blaze erupted. The general manager of Oyo State Fire Services, Akinyemi Akinyinka, confirmed the incident, noting that the cause of the fire remains unknown as of press time. Moving on to more stories, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command has announced a prohibition on the use of firecrackers, popularly known as a knockout, ahead of the Christmas and New Year celebrations. In a statement issued on Saturday by the command spokesperson, Josephine Ade, the Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, explained that the measure is aimed to ensure the safety of lives and property during the festive period. According to him, using firecrackers often causes unnecessary panic, poses fire risks, and could lead to other avoidable incidents. Disu said the ban is implemented to ensure the safety of all residents and to protect lives and property throughout the festive season. The police urged community leaders and residents to support efforts to sensitize the public on the dangers of using firecrackers, adding that it was important to residents to adhere to the directive. As the festive season approaches, citizens are voicing concerns over the skyrocketing cost of living, especially the rise in prices of food commodities. Now, many lament that inflation has made even necessities unaffordable. So, Trust TV's Antonia Ebohon brings us the details in this report.
The economic downturn, marked by surging prices and stagnant incomes, has left countless Nigerians struggling to make ends meet. For many families, securing even a single meal has become an uphill battle. At local markets, sellers are also feeling the pinch. One vendor lamented that she hadn't made a sale in 3 days due to the sharp rise in the cost of goods. Another highlighted the steep increase in the prices of everyday staples, making it even harder for struggling Nigerians to cope.
It costs. This cost. Rice, they buy 1.5, they buy 3.5, they buy foreign rice 4,000, 4.5.
Do that. So if you want to sell it, me I dey buy them. If I buy them, come keep them. So you go carry 2 days or 3 days. People know they buy. I don't know what happened. Money no dey for people. So come everything come down is cost. Not be like before. That before I dey buy a basket 30,000, 20,000. Now come it's go up too much.
What we are facing now is not easy. Things are very hard. Rice, last year we buy rice 35,000, but this year we buy it 95,000. But last year we buy it 35,000. Even 30,000 say we buy it, but now it's 95,000. Foreign rice 150,000.
Meanwhile, some citizens attribute the inflation to the persistent hike in fuel prices, which has driven up the cost of transportation and in turn, food commodities.
I told to them that we are crying. Things are very, very difficult. They should help us. Things are very, very difficult. Settle security issue. Make sure say there. But if you send somebody, you have to follow the person up so that if the person not do it, you remove him and put on other people. Have been spending money for security since how many years now? It's not working. It's because some people are not farming again. That's why things are getting difficult. See, we're gonna no more go 200 naira. Water leaf today now is 1.5. Nobody's eating vegetable again. One water leaf now is 1.5. We're gonna is 500. Mudu of Gary, common Gary, beans. So which one will I mention? So let you help us. Let you make sure we move forward. All of us are Nigeria. We're not running. This is our father's land. We're not going anywhere. But let the government, that the one that is there, let them help us. I beg.
Many who spoke to Trust TV News call on the government to intervene and ease the burden on citizens, especially during the festive season. Antonia Ebohon, Trust TV News.
In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the CBN, has reiterated that the old 1,000 naira, 500 naira and 200 naira denominations remain valid and legal tender nationwide. The spokesperson of the Apex Bank, Hakama Sidi Ali, disclosed this in a statement on Friday. CBN's comments come as cash scarcity worsened nationwide despite the Apex Bank's directive to Nigerian banks to ensure the availability of cash in automated teller machines. Reacting, CBN clarified that all its banknotes are valid, contrary to the claims making the rounds. However, the CBN urged Nigerians to use alternative e-banking payment to carry out their daily transactions. On the international scene, a Sudanese man accused of ordering thousands of pro-government Janjaweed militia to carry out atrocities including murder and rape in Sudan's Darfur region told judges at the International Criminal Court on Friday that they had the wrong man. In the first trial at the ICC looking at alleged atrocities in Darfur, prosecutors earlier this week said that Ali Muhammad Ali Abdel Rahman was the Janjaweed militia leader known by the Nomde Guire Ali Kushaib, who led pro-government fighters to the peak of the fighting in 2003 to 2004. The defendant said he voluntarily surrendered himself to the court in 2020 to clear his name, adding that he had nothing to do with the accusation against him. Lawyers for Abdel Rahman have called for his acquittal. In his closing statement, ICC prosecutor Karim Khan told judges that during the trial, prosecution witnesses had given detailed accounts of mass murder, torture, rape, targeting of civilians, burning and the pillaging of entire villages, and had proven its case beyond reasonable doubt. The closing argument marked the end of the ICC's first and only trial looking at crimes in Sudan since the case was referred to it by the United Nations Security Council in 2005. South Korean lawmakers on Saturday voted to impeach President Yoon Suk-yeol over his failed martial law bid, with the opposition declaring a victory of the people. The vote took place as hundreds of thousands took to the streets of Seoul in rival rallies for and against Yoon, who launched a failed attempt to impose martial law on December 3rd. Out of 300 lawmakers, 204 voted to impeach the president on allegations of insurrection, while 85 voted against. 3 abstained, with 8 votes nullified. With the impeachment, Yoon has been suspended from office while South Korea's constitutional court deliberates on the vote. Prime Minister Han Duck-soo is now the nation's interim leader, and the court now has 180 days to rule on Yoon's future. And finally, in sports, El Kanemi Warriors are intensifying preparations for Sunday's clash with Abia Warriors. The Desert Warriors will face Abia Warriors at the El Kanemi Stadium, Maiduguri, on Sunday. Aliyu Zubairu's side held an intensive training session ahead of the encounter. The training program aims to refine their game plan for the match. And with that, we wrap up Trust TV News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.